Hello everyone and welcome to So Many Games All the Time. Today, my name is Joachim and today we'll be playing Power Plants again. This is the second time. And this time we'll be playing with some expansions that came with the box. Now, first of all, we are not playing with the Steward's micro expansion because these give you powers. But I think that would be very unfair towards the AI because doesn't play with powers whatsoever. So yeah, I'm not going to play with these. It's more multiplayer one. Hopefully we'll be able to play that soon in the future. Not in the distance, in the future. What is new? These guys are new. We now have our own mage. What does that mean? When we place the mage, when it's the next player's turn, that mage cannot affect the tile that the mage is on. Okay. So, however, it does say a plant power that would affect multiple patches, including a rival wizard's patch, will still affect the other patches. So if it affects a field, it could still affect everything around that mage, but that's it. So that's one thing. The other thing we have is the pawns. The pawns here, at the end of the game, like no one is going to be on the pawns. They're just like decoration. You cannot be on there. You can put tiles around it, of course, but no power will affect the pawns. But at the end of the game, it will have end game scoring. So you can see here, it will not score the tiles with the most amount of sprites on there, but every other sprites, lower amounts, they will score. So technically, if every tile around the pond has one sprite, none of them will score. If there's one with two and the rest is one, all the ones will score, and so on and so on and so on. Okay. So that's basically it. You're just trying to make sure these give you extra points. Now you could say maybe that's also kind of not fair towards the AI because they're not going to take it into account. But it doesn't mention whether or not you should use these with solo or not. I'm doing it now just to show you all what it's like. And then the final one that we have is the spade. Okay. So once again, this is not something that the AI will use. Why? Because when the game starts, I will have 2 of these patches in my hand. That's normal, right? But then if I want to, I have to actually draw 4, and that will create the nursery on the top left there. So let's do number 1. Boom. Number 2. Boom. Number 3. And number 4. Okay, so this is the nursery. So at any time during my turn, I can decide to get rid of one of my tiles that I have by shoveling it out and exchanging it with the nursery. Normally, I can only use the nursery if I draw a tile and I already have the same type. So I can flip it over. And then you can see, this is what it looks like flipped over. That means in a future turn, if I place my mage with a sprite, I can choose not to place the sprite, but flip over my shovel so I can change again in the future if I want to. So those are basically the 3 expansions that we're playing with. The mages, the the wizards, the sprite pawns, and the spades. That's what we're playing with. So this might put the AI at a disadvantage. So we're going to play at the hardest difficulty, extremely hard. You only win first place in a field if you control more patches and have more total sprites in the field than the mole. So we'll see. I don't know. But in the end, it doesn't matter if you choose to play easy, medium, hard, or whatever, because nothing changes. Only endgame scoring changes. Like if you play more difficult, you'll just add more points to whatever. This time the sprites count more. This time that counts more. So like that. Okay, well, without any further ado, let's start. I have to draw 2 tiles to begin. And I'll go over the different powers as we get to them, okay? So 2 tiles, this is the first one. That is Sweet Leaf and Shy Flower. So Sweet Leaf says, the lush tendrils of the sweet leaf glisten with enchanting dew. Can be very valuable as an additive in attraction and enhancement potions. And then the Shy Flower, meek Shy Flower rarely grows in large fields. Its solitary essence can be distilled into meditative salves and aromatics. So what Sweet Leaf does when I put it, choose a straight line leading away from the wizard, add 2 sprites to each of the first 3 patches in that line if it has 1 or 0 sprites on it. So 2 sprites to each of them. So for example, if I put it here, that would be 2, 2, 2. It's really powerful, but there's no sprite on here. This one, if it grows, so choose a straight line away from the wizard, add 1 sprite to each of the first 3 patches, so just less powerful. This one, the Shy Flower, is gain 1 gem for each plot next to the wizard. So if I put it here, then I would get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points, which is pretty awesome. I might even just put it here so I create a field and instantly score 5 points. And grow, gain 1 gem for each plot next to the growing Shy Flower. So I'm going to actually go for the points immediately. Put him here, 1 guy on it, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points to start off the game. Then is the mole. Okay, so the mole is going to use the wing beam, is it? Yes, the wing beam. But of course, the mole's powers are different than the powers that I have. First of all, I have to choose where to place it. I place it where it connects to as many tiles as possible. The only place is here because there's 3 of them. Everywhere else is just 2. So he's going to come here with his mage and a sprite. There we go. And it says, find the unlocked patch with the most of your sprites on it. Move that patch clockwise around the garden in the first available plot touching the wizard. Remove your sprites from the patch that moved. Add the same number of mole sprites to the wizard patch. Now the problem is, you can't really do that because there's no patches with his sprites on it. So it says, well, I guess it could be the one that he just landed on. But then touching the wizard, no, you cannot use that. So it says here, if you cannot do it, it instead adds 1 sprite to the wizard's patch. So basically, he gets another one here, and he gains 3 gems. Wow. Okay, it's just free 3 points. Oh, and I was supposed to draw a tile for myself at the end of the round. Oh, that's cool. Stranglethorn. It takes a courageous sprite to linger in the area where stranglethorn vines have taken root. Its thorns are a powerful paralyzing component. So if I sprout this, I can expel 1 rival sprite from each patch next to the wizard. Of course, I can't do it now because this wizard is protecting those 2 sprites because of the expansion. Add 1 gem to any patch left newly empty by this, then add 2 sprites total to patches next to the wizard. You can split it up. But of course, it's useless. Grow, expel 1 lone rival sprite from 1 patch next to the growing Stranglethorn. Then add 1 gem to that patch if it is now empty. I'm going to do what I was going to do earlier, and that is I'm going to use my Sweet Leaf. Or I can actually get rid of this to get Cinderwood. Cinderwood is glittering sparks peel away from the living Cinderwood. They spread around the garden and condense into gems of pure magical energy. So if you sprout the Cinderwood, pick 2 different patches in fields next to the wizard's patch, add 3 gems to both of them, then add 1 sprite to one of those patches. That doesn't really work out at the moment, so I'm not going to switch it out. I'm just going to keep this one and do it like this. 3 going away from me, so it'll be 2, 2, 2. I think that's pretty powerful. So 2, 2, 2, and then let's not forget, I'm also here with 1. And then I draw a new one. And it is, there you go, Cinderwood. And then for the AI, for the mole, another blue one. Okay, so this time he is going to go wherever he touches the most, which is 3 here. It's also 3 here. Those are the 2. So the next one that he will look for is the plot among the tile ones where it will be next to the most patches matching the new patch, but there's none of those. The plot among those that is further clockwise around that lowest number, but it's not there. So If there are no plots next to a matching patch, treat the next plant down on the card column as a matching one. It's already at the bottom. So go back to the top if necessary. So Stranglethorn. So it's going to go here. Okay. Boom. All right. So here it is. It's going to get one of these people. And then it's going to move this one around, right? If I remember correctly. It says, find the unlocked patch with the most of your sprites on it. So this is unlocked, so you can remove it, okay? That's what unlocked means. Move that patch clockwise around the garden to the first available plot touching the wizard. So it's actually already touching the wizard. Remove your sprites from the patch that moved. Add the same number of mole sprites to the wizard's patch. So I guess it's just going to be like this. And then these two go here. So this becomes a patch with 3 of them. Okay. And it moves around. Special. My turn. So Stranglethorn, once again, these are protected, so I can't do much there. Cinderwood can sprout to add 3 gems to both of them and add 1 sprite to one of those patches. But I can also grow, of course, because I could put it here. If you can put it in, you can slide in like this. That's nice. That's allowed, okay? It's not too tight. This still goes in there. If there would be something here, then you cannot go through. Now, if I do there, I can grow 4 of them. Gain 1 gem for each plot next to the growing shy flower. Oh my god, this is so good. All right, I'm gonna go there. So this goes here, so I can slide it in. Okay, up. Put my dude there, and then I am going to grow. So first of all, Stranglethorn will grow first. Expel 1 lone rival sprite from a patch, but that doesn't work. So that's sadly irrelevant. There's no Sweetleaf. Shy Flower is next. So this one. Gain 1 gem for each plot next to the growing Shy Flower. So 1, 2. So 2 points for me. Then this one. Same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4 points for me. It's like the opposite of the previous game, where he was gaining points all the time. And then there's still Wing Bean as well for this one. Add 1 sprite to the growing Wing Bean. There we go. Choose 1 unlocked patch, not the wizard or next to it. Move the patch to any plot not next to the wizard. So, for example, I could move this one. I could move this one. And I think I'll move this one to over here. There we go. Okay, cool. Yeah, it doesn't have to be next to the patch to move it. All right, cool. Then we will continue. Draw a tile. Okay, get another one of those. And then for the mole, also one of these. So wherever he touches the most, is basically everywhere. There's 2 everywhere. So next is of its own kind, right? Plot amongst the tied ones where it will be next to the most patches matching the new patch. So it'll be here at the bottom where it comes. So up, add 1 of his sprites. Oh, by the way, I added 1 to the Sweetleaf. I was not supposed to, so that doesn't happen. All right, so him, this one, what does it do? What does it do? What does it do? Add 1 sprite and 5 gems to the patch with no gems on it that has the most of the mole sprites on it, but fewer than 3. Fewer than 3. Okay. So here. On its own patch then. And that's it. My turn then. So if I use this one, pick 2 different patches and fields next to the wizard's patch, add 3 gems to both of them, then add 1 sprite to one of those patches. But I'd like to add more sprites. If I put something here, add 1 gem to each patch next to the growing Cinderwood that has no rival sprites on it. So it'd be like 3. And then blue would mean I can move something again. This I can't affect. This one is I can expel one lone rival. That doesn't really work. Yeah, these are not so good. So I think I might get rid of this. I might get rid of this for one of those. Yeah. Maybe for some more points with the shy flower. Sweet leaf is good too, because I could put a lot of sprites here. I think I'm going to get rid of this, use my shovel. I'm going to get this one. Wait a minute. No. I'm not going to get this one. I'm going to get this one, because if I use this one, move any one unlocked patch to any plot, expel all rival sprites from the moving patch, gain 1 gem per expelled sprite. That's perfect. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put him here. Up, put my guy on it. And then this is unlocked because I can just take it out. I'll read the description of unlocked, just so you know. Unlocked means a patch is unlocked if you could slide it away from the garden without passing through a narrow gap. So this is not a narrow gap, because you can just slide it in, am I right? Oh wait, I think this is a narrow gap, isn't it? I think this is a narrow gap. Yeah, never mind. This is a narrow gap. Yeah, so that doesn't work. Never mind. It's a narrow gap. So I won't take this one. I will take this one instead. And I will go... I will go here. Put a guy on it. And then I will gain 1 gem for each plot next to the wizard. So that's 4. I know I could go here for even... Actually, yeah, I'll just go here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points again. And that's my turn. Dun. Oh, I get another one of these. And then for the mole, another one of those. Okay, so he is going to go to wherever he has the most touching, will be here or here. Obviously, he's going to go here because there's blue here already. So he attaches there. And then find the unlocked patch with the most of your sprites on it. So my sprites, an unlocked patch, is this one. This is unlocked. Okay. Move that patch clockwise around the garden to the first available plot touching the wizard. Remove your sprites from that patch that moved. Add the same number of mole sprites to the wizard's patch. I think I played that wrong last time, but so like this. The first in the wizard, remove your sprites. Yeah, so they're just replaced basically. Yeah, because last time I moved his, I was supposed to move mine. Yeah. Okay, so. Okay, just to make it a little bit fairer then, I'll do this and replace these two. Because you would have done that instead of had three there. I don't know if it makes a lot of difference, but yeah. Is this, for example, this is too tight. Okay, you cannot slide through. So that's impossible to get through. So yeah, I made a mistake there, so I guess that's too bad. If I win this with a caveat, okay. All right, so my turn then. I guess I'll be using this again. Or should I say abusing this again? Let's see. Because there's not a lot of reason not to, but this time I'm not gonna put it, I'm gonna put it out here. Same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know if it's a good strategy, to be honest, because it allows him to get more stuff there, I guess, but yeah. Actually, instead of doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think I'll put the 5 back and I'll put it here because I think that'll give me more stuff, no? So I'll grow, gain 1 gem for each plot next to the growing shy flower. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, 6. So that's more. And then also, because of the Cinderwood, add 1 gem to each patch next to the growing Cinderwood that has no rival sprites on it. So basically, it's 5 gems. So 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, and 1 here. Okay, now I draw and then it's his turn. Okay, that's Sweet Leaf. Shy Flower for him. So where it touches the most, this is 3. This is the only 3 on the board, so that's where he's gonna go. Dun 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 dun. There you go. The mole gains 1 gem for each patch next to the wizard and 1 gem for each sprite on those patches. Oh my goodness. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 points. Whew. Up, immediately up to 20. Sorry, 12. Still a lot. That was a kick-ass move. The Sweet Leaf will allow me to put 2 in a straight line again, right? So if I put it here, it would just be 2, and that sits. If I put it here, it'll be 2, nothing, 2. I could put it here. That'll be 1, 2, 2, 1. Which is pretty good. But then I'm not growing this. I think I should put it here. And I'm gonna do, because I need to counter the blue over there a little bit, to be honest. 2, 2, 2. Up. All right, that's me done. Oh, so now I can actually exchange it with there. So I think I'll take Wing Bean actually, because I think I might want to move some patches around. I kind of like that idea. Or the Stranglethorn. Stranglethorn would be really good for here. Yeah, I'm gonna get the Stranglethorn. Well, let's hope he doesn't move those away. Oh, he might. We'll see. Well, no, he's gonna come here. So, hup. Yeah, this is where he can get the most. Oh, no. This is 3. This is 3. So then the question is where he's gonna go to the next type, all right? So he's Stranglethorn, Sweet Leaf, here. So he's gonna go here. You can just easily slot in there, right? Yep. So add 3 sprites to the patch next to the wizard that has the most of my sprites there. Okay, so basically he's going to get rid of 2 of my sprites, the ones that I just placed, and then 1 of his remain. Wow, thanks. Okay, but then it's time for payback, because I'm going to put the Stranglethorn right here. There we go, with my guy and the sprites, right? Yep. And he will expel 1 rival sprite from each patch next to the wizard, add 1 gem to any patch, and then add 2 sprites to patches next to the wizard. And I can choose how. So basically these 2 are gone. And then I add 1 gem to each patch that is now empty. And then I can add 2 people. So basically I've just taken over that patch. It is now mine. All right, get to draw. Sweet Leaf, and then the mole. Ooh, Stranglethorn. I think he's gonna do, I think there's some payback coming. All right, so where can he get the most? Here and here, but here he's next to the color that he likes, so he's gonna go there. Same plant, I mean. So once again, he's gonna put out 3 on the tile that has the most of mine. So it's going to be this one. So one goes away. So one of his goes away, and he's going to end up with 2. So we're really fighting over this wing bean area. All right, back to me. So if I put this one here, for example, I have 2 and 2 and kick him out again. If I put it here, I could have 2, 2 or 2, 2. I think I'll just put it here. Yeah. So 2, 2, kick him out, and 1. There we go. And then I draw a new one. It's almost over again. That is the shy flower. That's good. And he gets this one again. Oh my goodness. But he's gonna go over here because it's 4. Even though this one doesn't really count, I think. The question is it too narrow? I would say no. So he's gonna go here. And he'll do the same thing again. He'll take away the 2 that I just placed and replace it with one of his. So annoying. Then I have this one here. It's going to be for me. I think I'll just go here and activate the grow. Because if I activate the grow, it's going to be 1 point more than otherwise. If I put it here, though, it's even better, no? As 1, 2, it's also 4. How about here? Here's better. Okay. Up, up, and then I grow. So it's 1 point for 1 gem for each plot next to the growing shy flower. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 points. Okay. Now I draw one, and then he draws one. Sweet leaf. And he has, that's not good, I think. All right, so, I used him. Okay, so he is gonna go wherever is the most. So I think that'll be here because that's 3, or there, or here, or here. But blue is not available, so we're gonna go for Stranglethorn. And then there's still 3 Stranglethorns, so the lowest number, 1, so he's gonna come here. All right, so this is going to be interesting because he's going to take away a tile, right? If I'm not mistaken. Move a tile. Find the unlocked patch with the most of my sprites on it. So this one, no, this one is locked. Yeah, this one is locked. This is unlocked. Yeah, so either this one or this one. Find the unlocked patch with most of your sprites on it. Move that patch clockwise around the garden to the first available plot touching the wizard. Remove your sprites and then... Okay. Patch tiebreakers. The patch is tied with a larger field. So it's going to be this one. So he's going to take it away. And then he's going to move it to... the first available plot touching the wizard. So here. So this is plot here, this one. Okay. And then this one is kicked off and replaced by his. So this does take points away from me. And he gives himself 1 point. Not a bad move, to be honest. Okay, then I have this. With Cinderwood, there's not much I can do. But if I put some... Can I put something in here? Or is it too narrow? I think it might be too narrow. Yeah, I think it's too narrow. Yeah. That's too narrow. Can't go in here. If I do here and I do grow, then Stranglethorn grows. So I could get rid of him, but then that's it. Cinderwood. Add 3 gems to both of them and add 1. So basically that adds points to an area. If I add 1 gem to each patch next to the growing center that has no rival sprites on. Okay, I'm gonna go here. Up. Even though I'm I'm ruining it actually. I'm gonna put it here. But I think I've used all the purple ones anyway. With my blue action, can I just move whatever? Add 1 sprite to the growing wing beam. Choose 1 unlocked patch. Move the patch to another plant. Okay. All right. So I'm going to put this one here. Or I'm going to put it here anyway. Yeah, it's fine. I'll put it here and I'll do grow. So basically all these will give me points for the plots next to them. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Not bad. So I just take a 10, give 2 back. And I also decide not to take this one and flip my shovel. Okay, so these 4 go back in. Oh my god. Never mind, I don't use the shovel, obviously, because otherwise I had a plan, but now I can't do it anymore. My plan was to move this one here and connect both. But I cannot, because I didn't do it soon enough. Okay, his turn. He has 2 more turns left. I have 1 turn, and he's going to use this, and then he's going to mess up even more my plans. He's going to mess my plans up even more, most likely. All right, here we go. So, the unlocked patch with the most of my sprites on it. So we have 1 here. We have a lot of 1s, basically. So then, once again, it is the patch that is part of a larger field. So it's going to be this one that he takes away. It just takes away all my purple points. So annoying. Oh, but he has to place this one first, actually. So this is 3. This is 3. Yeah, it has to be one of these 2. Stranglethorn, so it's going to go here. Okay. And then he takes away this one. And he's going to go all the way, all the way around. All the way around to the first patch next to the wizard, which is here. The plot, sorry. And then this is removed, and this is added. My final turn. So with Stranglethorn, I can get rid of each patch next to this one. But which I guess here I could take out these 2. Or I could grow, and that is just removing them. 1 roll rival. I could take care of this one to take away 5 points of him. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna go here. Up, up. So I'll grow. Of course, this does nothing then, sadly. But this one goes away. Expel 1 rival next to the growing Stranglehorn, then add 1 gem to that patch if it's now empty. Yeah, so there's 6 points on that patch now. But as far as I know, no one's going to take it. All right, and then his final turn is green. It is Cinderwood. And first of all, we're going to see where it goes. Here, yeah, because there's Cinderwood already. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, and then what does Cinderwood do? Add 1 sprite and 5 gems to the patch with no gems on it that has the most of the most sprites on it, but fewer than 3. If that is tied, the mole prefers the one closer to the wizard. So this can be any patch, apparently. Which has the most sprites, but fewer than 3. So I guess these 2. Alright, so... Wow, okay. It's a lot of points. 6 points on 1 patch. Okay, you guys lie down then. Lie down then. Alright, so I guess that's the end of the game then. Done. Okay, let's count the scores. I'm not going to say we played on hard. I'm just going to say, would I have won on easy? Would I have won on medium? Would I have won on like that? Okay. So, track your score using gems. As usual, some plant cards have end of game scoring. This is before field scoring, So let's do that first. Before field scoring, each shy flower earns points for its owner equal to the number of patches on the shortest route between itself and the nearest other shy flower. So, yeah. For its owner. So the way I see it, this would be 1 point, and then 2 points, and then nothing here, so 2 points. That's it, just 2 points, because mine is they're basically next to each other. So 2 points for me. And then for the mole, it's going to be more, because the nearest one, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is really good. 5, 6, 7. So 7 points. Yeah, I think that's correct. And then the wing bean. Before field scoring, each wing bean patch earns points for its controller. 1 point per plant type found next to the patch being scored. So 1, 2, 3 for him. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 points because he's so good at the wing bean. I only have 2 wing beans, and that is just 1, 2 points. Ouch. Wow. That really hurt. Yow. Okay. So that's those 2. Okay, let's continue then for the field scoring chart, because I think do the pawns score before or after? Before field scoring. Okay. Next to each one, right? So 3 is the highest because he has 2. So that means everything lower than 3 scores. So for me is 2, 4, 6, 7, 9 points. And then for him, it is 1, 2. Okay. All right. So then that's the pawns. Then we are going to do the fields. So we'll start. We're doing the ones. So 1 point for me. 2 points for me. The gem, 3 points for me. 3. And the singles for him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 points. And then let's do the actual patches. So we've got 2, well, we'll remove the mages first. So this is a tie. So when there's a tie, what happens then? The lower numbers patch. So this is here, I have 3, he has 4. So I win this one, I get 3, he gets 1. So 3 and 1. Then we have purple here. I have 3 points plus dominance, so that's 8 points for me. Then these are all singles. I think I didn't even count this for him, so he'd have another point. Here I have dominance because it's 4 piece, 7 for me, 3 for him. So 3 for him and 7 for me. There's this one. This is already done. This is 2 greens. Now I think the gems, you only get those if you're probably on top of it. Yeah. So I just have dominance here, so that's 3 points. And then here I also have dominance, but so that's for 3 patches, that's 5 plus 1 is 6 points. And he gets second place is 2 plus 6, so it's 8. And then this one, I have dominance for 3, that's 5 for me and 2 for him. All right, and then we check the final score, which is 30, 40, 45, 53. I have 30, 40, 50, 60, 75, 80, 83. Now that is according to the easy rules, right? So let's take a look at what happens when you make it more difficult. Or does he get any extra points actually? I don't think so. No. Medium. In a field where you are tied, the higher total number of sprites in the field is a tiebreaker. But that didn't really... Okay, so in that change, he would have won here because we're not tied anywhere else. Okay? So that wouldn't have made a difference. Hard. You only win first place in a field if you control more patches than the mole. If you are tied, the mole wins. Okay, that would just... This one would have been the only change. Yeah. Extremely hard. You only win first place in a field if you control more patches and have more total sprites in the field than the mole. Now that would be different, I think. Because where would it change? So of course this one again. Here, because you would tie and then he would win. So in that case, I would have -5 or +2, so -3, and he would +5. So I think I just won at extremely hard. But I have to say, probably you're not supposed to play with all these expansions because he doesn't really take advantage of that. So yeah. Okay. I do really like this game. I want to play with other people. Solo, I think, is just fun, but I think the bots... I don't know. I think maybe since this is open, right? It's not secret. It'll be difficult because it's colored. I think you could just easily play this double-handed. Instead of using the bot, just play as 2 players. Because even though the bot is nice, in some cases you would say, okay, putting it there doesn't necessarily make much sense. It would be way better to get there to the points or do more blocking or whatever. But of course, then it's you against you. So there's that one thing. But yeah, it's cool. I like it. I like the different plants, all the different powers. I like the way it looks. I like the tactile feel of placing it and so on. The expansions I like as well. The powers will be interesting as well. Although I have to say, with the powers, you would draft powers. If you play with 4 people, there's four powers. You choose one, and then you put a gem on each other one. So the lesser interesting powers, they will give you a lot of gems. So does that mean those powers are obviously a lot weaker? I don't know. But aside from that, I don't know. I thought it was really cool. This game, and there's some stuff. It is quite simple in its base form, but with the more complicated plans and with the expansions, it does make it a lot more interesting because you have to take into account the pawns. You have to take into account the endgame scoring here. And there's a bunch of other plans that also have endgame scoring. For example, if you add this one, then you have more endgame scoring with the captured ones. If you add this one, which is not in the game, there's also endgame. In field scoring, a 2-patch stack counts as 2 patches in its field. So basically you can put a patch on top of a patch. So you can go actually higher with crow's nests. That's pretty cool. And the other endgame scoring here, the mushrooms, the ghost cap. Before field scoring, each decayed plot earns its owner 1 point for each patch next to it. Okay, so apparently here you can actually decay plots. Which is, what does that mean, decay? It's not in here. So, it creates a void in your garden where no plant will grow. Decay, patches may never be added here. Sprites here are permanent. Oh, okay. So, yeah, it's just here's another one. But Snapjaw is the alternative. Of course, the ones that you steal. Yeah. I have to say, I like it. I thought it was cool. I backed it because it looked so nice and interesting. And it ends up playing really well. And you can play up to 5 people, which is, I imagine a lot of sprites would get moved around often. I don't know. It's cool. I mean, I keep saying I don't know, but I kind of know. But I want to see how it plays like with other people before I really give my judgment. But it plays fast. There is some AP problems potentially because of, you have so many places where you can put the tile. I guess you could argue if you do double-handed in a solo game, then you have to actually constantly think where, and then it slows down the game. With the bot, it's just like, okay, you go there, do that, whatever. It gets in the way a little bit, but in the end, it's kind of easy to manipulate most of the time, I feel. So yeah, anyway, for solo, I think it's just okay, not crazy good or whatever. But I think it'll be it'll be interesting to play with more people and see what happens. Yeah, so no full review yet, obviously, but I like it. I like it a lot. Power plants. This is Joachim, and always will be. So many games for the time. See you next time. Bye-bye.